The Lady with the Red Choker. My name is Dionysius. I'm 87 years old now, and this story I am about to tell you happened to me 60 years ago during carnival season in the old town of Belvedere Hills, a small, elegant city nestled in the countryside. Back then, the most glamorous place in town was the Imperial Hall, a grand and majestic building that hosted the most prestigious events in the entire region. Carnival there was dazzling. Marching bands filled the ballroom with vibrant carnival tunes, and beautiful women in silk dresses and glittering masks filled the floor with laughter and dance. I was 27 at the time, and my family belonged to the high society of the town. That hall was our usual gathering place, and for me it was the perfect opportunity to find a partner, especially with the immense pressure my family was putting on me to do just that. Despite the many attractive women, none truly caught my attention, until I noticed a lady, probably in her 40s, sitting alone at a table. She wasn't dancing much. She walked the ballroom with elegance, smiled at people, and then returned to her seat. I couldn't stop looking at her. She noticed and returned my gaze. We exchanged silent glances for quite a while. Eventually my parents left, but I told them I would stay a bit longer. At some point I looked away, and when I turned back, the mysterious woman was gone. That's when I felt someone whisper, "Good evening," right beside my ear. I jumped a little in surprise, and it was her. She wore a black velvet dress and a red gemstone choker that shimmered under the spotlights. I had never seen such beauty. I greeted her back, and she asked if I could walk her home. It was late, and she didn't want to go alone. Naturally, I agreed. We walked up a dark street behind the Imperial Hall. She said she lived nearby. As we walked, she asked who I was and which family I came from. She was direct, but I answered without hesitation. I was completely enchanted by her. Soon we reached her house, an old two-story building, dimly lit, with large wooden windows and a rusty gate. It was cold, foggy, and a strange mist hung in the air, giving everything a haunted look. Just then, I noticed a man on the sidewalk. He walked with difficulty, moving his arms oddly, like a dance without music. As he approached, he said, "Don't go in. She'll kill you like she killed me." A chill ran down my spine. I looked back at the gate. She was gone. But there she was, standing at a second-floor window, wearing nothing but the same red choker. "Come up," she said, "and keep me company for the rest of the night." I looked back to the sidewalk, and the man had vanished. I had drunk a lot that night and no longer knew what was real. But I was 27, young, and filled with desire. I went inside. The house was lit by just a few wall lamps. I climbed the dark stairs. She lay on the bed naked with only the choker around her neck. I touched her gently, slowly reaching her neck and trying to remove the choker. That's when she said, "I don't think that's a good idea." But I replied, "Now you're under my control, you'll do what I say." She smiled faintly, as if enjoying my boldness. Then something horrifying happened. As I pulled the choker, I realized it was almost fused to her skin. I tugged harder, and suddenly saw a deep cut around her neck. It began to bleed violently, as if the choker had been holding her together. Blood poured over the white sheets, and she laughed, seemingly pleased. I backed away in terror, and then her head rolled off her body, falling onto the bed, blood spurting like a fountain. I fled down the stairs, shaking, and opened the gate, only to find the same strange man waiting outside. I begged him to explain. He said, "I'm glad you made it out. I wasn't so lucky." Her name was Clara. In life, she was greedy and married wealthy men only to poison them and steal their fortunes. But her last husband found out and killed her during carnival in a moment of passion. He strangled her with the red choker he had given her as an engagement gift. The jewels were sharp enough to slice through her neck. Since then, her spirit haunts this house, luring young rich men to kill them and claim their souls. He added, "She only has power during carnival when she comes down to the ballroom to find a new victim. I was one of them. Now I'm trapped here. But on carnival nights, I can come outside, and I dance a little, remembering life. You're lucky to have escaped." I was frozen, horrified. I looked up at the window again, and there she was, Clara, still staring at me, naked, with that cursed red choker around her neck. I never returned to Belvedere Hills. But every year when Carnival comes, I remember her. I wonder if she's still there, waiting, dancing, looking for another young, rich soul to claim.